Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Yesterday, we ended the day off with Bitcoin at about $4,500. Today, however, Bitcoin started off at about 5,733, so it's already looking to be a little bit more promising. The whole crypto market is still relatively down quite far, with all these coins still reporting some losses. I don't even know if I should be calling this minor or major right now. I mean, a 7% Bitcoin move is nothing in comparison to what we saw yesterday, but in a normal market, I think it's still quite a heavy move. The market cap is looking at about 160 billion at this point as well, which means we added $30 billion overnight. Pretty interesting if you ask me. And the volume is up quite far as well, right around $61 billion. Liquidity is still evening out on the downside, and dominance is falling down a little bit. Now, let's get into a couple articles because, of course, there is a ton of speculation, a ton to talk about, and if you guys are enjoying the daily crypto videos, make sure you press the like button and subscribe because I noticed 60% of the people, or even more, maybe 70% of the people watching these videos are not subscribed. And really, guys, it helps me out a ton if you guys just press up the subscribe button. So, Ripple Labs could face more lawsuits after California court ruling. Just out, just new. The rundown. Ripple Labs may be looking at multiple lawsuits between a rock and a hard place. It looks as if there's more trouble brewing on the horizon for Ripple Labs. In fact, after a District California court ruling, we may see a large uptick in class actions across the world or the whole cryptocurrency space. Ripple Labs may be looking at multiple lawsuits. Ever since the SEC started clamping down on ICOs, of course there were a couple of lawsuits going on right there. And here they're kind of stating that Ripple is trying to fight not being a security. But as a district court in California just showed in the case against Ripple, not being a security may carry even weightier implications. If cryptos like XRP are not securities, the court has ruled that the state and federal laws against unfair, deceptive, or abusive acts or practices may apply. This includes California's unfair competition law. There is apparently no escape in the long arm of the law when it comes to cryptos in the United States. Now it seems that not being a security could be far worse, opening companies like Ripple Labs and many others up to tougher laws that ironically don't apply to securities. So that's really interesting if you ask me. That is really freaking interesting if you ask me. I never thought about it that way though, to be completely honest. I think this hits a little bit harder though as cryptos are falling like crazy. I mean, lawsuits and all this fear is just hitting a little bit heavier in a market that's already filled with fear than on a normal day. At least that's my personal opinion. But guys, by the way, a little bit of a situational update here on how it is to live in the Netherlands here. There's all the events with 100 plus people are canceled. The stores, like the supermarkets, are filled with people. If you want to get a cart, impossible, at least where I live here, and I've seen a lot of different pictures from people who sent me that. Completely insane. A lot of people walking around with gas masks, ironically. Not in store actually, but outside, just a couple of people. Streets have been very empty at some points. Even in Amsterdam when I was there earlier, just walking around the city, the centrum, a couple of places there were really freaking empty, which normally are filled. And I think it was yesterday because of the big announcement, but we don't know what is to come right now, guys. And actually, I have a party soon, and I'm wondering if I could go there or not. You know, I'm wondering if I should be going there or if I should just stay home in quarantine and just wait it out. You know, I don't know what the smartest option is right there. Should I not be going to look for the risk? You know, it's an interesting thing. But right, moving forward though, the real reasons why Bitcoin had its worst crash in 7 years. The brutal stock market and S&P 500 sell-off is destroying other asset classes. Bitcoin plunged by nearly 40% in the last 24 hours, and I talked to you guys about this yesterday. Bitcoin plummeted 40%. The brutal stock market sell-off is killing other assets, and Bitcoin's safe haven and uncorrelated asset narratives have been thrown out the window. So basically, the big point of today is the Inverse correlation or uncorrelated asset or safe haven status. No, that's really not not apparent, not the situation we're in. And volatility is insane right now. I mean, since we started this video, Bitcoin has already dropped about $200. It's just mental. It's really strange. It's really crazy to be in such a market. And actually, one of my friends also sent me a picture today that his whole investment portfolio is down like 35%. And he is in not so great of a shape. He's actually looking to pass away pretty soon. But he did take a little bit of a look at it, and it's this, how do you say that? Like his what he gives to his kids when you die. I don't know how you say it in English, but you guys know what I mean. It went down 35%. And he's like, what am I going to do now? You know, all the money I left for my kids is down so far. And it's so sad to think about the type of stuff. All the money is down right now. Many people are panicking, and it's just a really completely crazy market. But the correlation aspect of it, I think it's really correlated at this point. And we're not considering it a safe haven either, because it's just falling as much as the rest is. There's nothing stopping it. But, however, traders are finding liquidity where they can. A stock market crash is a vicious cycle that's very difficult to stop. Over-leveraged traders are selling all assets in their portfolio to meet margin calls. And this leads to increased selling pressure, which really destroys buying momentum, which further increases selling pressure, and so forward. That's the cycle I always talk to you guys about. We're seeing this unfold in the stock market. Jonathan Farrow, anchor of Bloomberg Markets, perfectly sums up the situation. He wrote, "People are raising cash to meet redemptions and margin calls. Market liquidity is freezing up." We're seeing it here as well, at the top right there. It's freezing up. People are struggling to trade. The buy the dip mentality has totally flipped to sell the dip and buy down even lower at some point in the future. But this buy the dip mentality is not there anymore, basically because it's looking like we're going into a full-on recession, and because there's a pandemic and doesn't really make people want to, invest right now, because they're like, it's going to get worse, like me personally as well. Traders will find liquidity where they can, even if it means selling assets outside equity markets. Semen Mikhailovich said, a Swiss friend on his conversation with a trading desk of a major Swiss bank said, "There are massive margin calls, and the customers are selling gold en masse to fund these margin calls." Bitcoin's market cap is a drop of water in comparison to the trillions of dollars that power the stock market and gold, but still, Bitcoin's liquidity is all but gone. Bitcoin is performing like a risk-on asset. The safe haven and uncorrelated narratives of the top cryptos have been exposed, and liquidity in the Bitcoin market has been sucked dry as the crypto is dangerously close to trading back to $3,000 levels. One trader revealed the thinning order book for Bitcoin USD pair XBT USD on Bitfinex. In other words, everyone is selling and almost no one is buying. Right now, a lot of selling pressure. We can all see it. We can all guess it. You can see here what it's looking like. Pretty damn interesting. And at one point, 135 million in liquidity exists on Bitfinex. Let's face it, Bitcoin is too young to be in the midst of a financial meltdown as a risk-on asset. It is one of the first to get sacrificed in times of turmoil, which really defies the inverse correlation in the safe haven status. The above should not be considered trading advice from CNN, by the way. And the writer owns crypto, blah, 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 blah. By the way, guys, these videos are not to make you buy or sell crypto. These videos are not to show any coin out there. They're just to give you guys an update on the markets, as it's really a time of fear right now, and I think we should all be bundled together. If you guys are appreciative of that, make sure you press the like button and subscribe to show your support, and comment down below what we should talk about next, or if you find any updates. I'm checking with you guys as well. Ethereum price drops brings you one splendid opportunity. Here's why. Well, basically, Ethereum, in light of the Ethereum 2.0 upcoming rollout, well, it kind of is looking like there is a lot of opportunity to get a really easy, simple flip right here to get yourself a lot of money, basically. So right here, a little bit ago, Evan said it's now $4,300 to buy the 32 Ethereum necessary to be an Ethereum staker when Phase 0 goes live. Amy Young says it's now $3,300 to buy 32 Ethereum to stake on Ethereum. Basically, really interesting if you think about it. This all gets so much cheaper here. It got so much cheaper, and it's just very simple to make money in the end once all the updates roll around. And right now, you can just buy a lot of Ethereum and that you could flip or use later when Ethereum 2.0 pops up. It's just a quick little update. It's not really helpful though, as, I mean, we don't know when the prices are going to be going up, so yeah. Bitcoin price prediction, $3,500 new bottom. Well, I don't think any price prediction is valid at this point. I think everything is possible depending on what the bigger markets do here. As we've seen, Bitcoin is really correlated, so it's not just a Bitcoin move that's going to decide everything now like in a normal market. It's really the major stocks that are going to be deciding this at this time around. Bitcoin price collapses in minutes as volatility spikes. Well, yeah, we've been seeing it happen. Digital gold thesis decimated. Regardless of whether Bitcoin keeps falling, one thing is clear, it is not digital gold. Yeah. And also, a lot of people are saying to avoid blockchain stocks right now. I actually saw that on a couple of different places as well. But the basic thesis behind it, that is, or the basic idea, is when Bitcoin falls, those stocks all fall as well. So I guess we can be happy that Ripple did not do an IPO, because that one would have hit ground floor as well right now, right? All prices regarding that. Jacob Canfield just tweeted out, BitMEX down again this morning, and price of Bitcoin took off across exchanges. Their liquidation loop is suppressing the price by selling $10 million increments of Bitcoin. It seems someone took manual control of the liquidation engine due to poor liquidity. So again, it all kind of points towards a need for liquidity in the crypto markets, guys. And really, there's a big question of whether BitMEX is a scam exchange and it just tries to, scam everybody out of their money really quickly, really simply. Or they cannot handle it because, of course, this might be the biggest volume they've ever gotten in their lifetimes. Or maybe it's just some guys behind their computer trying to make some more money by crashing everything. Or what? We don't know. We don't know yet. Savvy investors are snatching Bitcoin at bargain prices. Well, some are and some aren't. Some are afraid Bitcoin will go down more, but some more of the traditional investors are of the opinion that maybe Bitcoin could be a good option, though it's not proven and it's still quite of a scary thing. Bitcoin crash, what happens next? Well, nobody knows. Please don't take these guys' opinions for it, as nobody really knows exactly what's going to be happening. Nobody knows what's going to be happening to stocks. It's a global pandemic. Nobody knows. It depends on the actions. It depends on all the news flashes. It depends on the severity. Depends on the lethality. It all depends. It also depends on if Bitcoin will ever take over its inverse correlation, or if it's just going to stay correlated and go to the ground with stock. We don't know. Stocks sharply rebound as markets rally on expectations of government bailout testing. As America's fractured Congress inches closer to an agreement on comprehensive bailout for the economic hardships businesses and workers are facing due to the pandemic, stocks are poised for a big rally on Wall Street. So basically, bailout equals big rally, the basic point. The move is more than welcome after stock markets recorded their worst day in over 30 years yesterday. All in the major indices were up in the pre-market trading the morning after Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin and Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi said that the Republican and Democratic leadership had a deal in place to move forward with the financial stimulus package to support businesses hit by the outbreak. At the open, markets went up 6%, 5.5%, and 5.6% on the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P. But basically, they've fallen worse now, so whatever, I guess, right? Whatever. It's all ideas. It's all theory. A lot of damage has already been done here. A lot of damage has been done here, and it's to me a really, really big question of: are we gonna just keep falling down with these increments until we're down even more than what happened during the 2008 recession, without even really calling it a huge recession because it's such a short time? Or is it going to be the worst recession in history? Or what, right? A lot of things could happen. But I think that because this time around it has to do with the pandemic, kind of like, I'm kind of imagining like The Walking Dead, right? I mean, stocks of companies are not that important in such times. It kind of feels like the world is slowly turning into a little bit of that in terms of how much panic they're making it. And also, as a reply to a couple of the tweets that I made earlier and that I replied to earlier, One person said that the severity of this whole pandemic is not that heavy yet, but somebody else told me, actually that I live, where I live here, somebody told me, maybe the severity is not as intense because right now we're taking very good measures against it, and with the Spanish flu and whatnot, we were not really taking good measures, and everybody was just getting infected here left and right. Maybe right now, that's what's saving us all. It could be the case, and I'm also up for it. And last but not least, Fact by T plus 0. Fact, this week, XRP turned out to actually be the only crypto with a proven use case, live and in production. I'd love to see more useful assets, it'll grow the sector. And that's because of the total ODL payments here, providing liquidity, which there is none in the markets right now, showcasing that they're doing their job and it's actually still increasing with the day. It's still doing a very good job, it's all moving forward, and it's looking to be pretty damn good. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you press the like button. We still don't know what crypto is going to do, but if you have an idea, make sure you comment it down below. Don't forget to press the like button, subscribe, and comment down below what you think. I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you guys later in another one.